Do you know posture is a reflection of one's self-confidence and can contribute negatively or positively to your general well-being? Hello people, hello besties, hello family. Please, can you guys suggest a name that's going to be peculiar to us that we're going to be calling ourselves? Thank you. Anyways, I am Attractor, your favorite yogi and your favorite medic. And today we are going to be talking about posture. Starting with the basics. What is posture? Simply put, posture is the alignment of the spine with the upper and the lower body in dynamic and static positions. Dynamic meaning movement, static meaning no movement. So technically, bad posture is going to mean the misalignment of the spine with the upper and the lower body in dynamic and static positions. So what are the causes of this bad posture? The first thing that you should put in your mind, or you should have in your mind, is that as we get older, aging tends to take a toll on our posture. But for the sake of this video, I divided the causes of bad posture into three. The first being the most common one that we all know, that they have been telling us right from when we were small, is habits. Habits meaning the position you take when carrying out your daily activities, like when you are sitting down pressing your phone, when you are sitting down watching TV, when you are sitting down eating, when you are sitting down reading, or even when you are carrying buckets or when you carry your backpack. You know, all these things that we do every day that tend to take a bad effect on our posture over time. The second factor is physiological factor. Under physiological factor, we have being overweight, pregnancy, and aging. Of course, obesity is not good. There's no advantage to obesity or being overweight. So please eat properly and exercise. The next one being pregnancy. As we all know, it's not easy to carry another human being inside of us. That's why most times you get to hear pregnant women complain about waist pain. They're carrying load inside of them. It's not easy. And another thing we all, that most of us are aware of, is pregnancy is also associated with being overweight due to hormonal changes and for the fact that they're not eating for two people. So it's not very easy to be pregnant. Let's just give a round of applause for our mothers out there. And the other physiological factor being aging, which I stated earlier. You know, as we get older, our bones and our muscles become weaker, which also tend to have an effect on our posture. The third factor is medical conditions. This is being divided into two. Under this, we have congenital medical condition and we have acquired medical condition. Congenital medical condition meaning it was present at birth, while acquired medical condition meaning it was developed during the course of one's lifetime. Example of congenital medical conditions that affect posture that we have is congenital scoliosis. An example of acquired medical conditions that affect posture that we have is osteoporosis. Then there's another medical condition that affects posture that most of us are very, very, very familiar with, is kyphosis, which is popularly known as hunchback. Now, what are the effects of bad posture? The most obvious one is your appearance. Bad posture affects your appearance negatively, and something that goes hand in hand with your appearance is your confidence. Like it or not, your posture plays an important role in your confidence. It makes you feel confident and it makes you look confident. Another negative effect posture has is it can worsen already underlying medical conditions you have, or could even develop one for you, like waist pain or back pain. Now that we have presented the problem on the table, what is the solution? How do you fix or correct bad posture? Number one thing is always be cautious of your posture at all time. At all time, especially when carrying out our daily activities. Form the habit of trying to be in the right position or posture anytime you're carrying out your daily activities. See a doctor. If the cause of your bad posture is an underlying disease, see a doctor for that. And the last but not the least is stretch and exercise. And what practice gives us that? And more. Yoga. As I said in my previous video, yoga, it's an alternative and complementary type of medicine. People should not use this yoga to play on. And for the sake of this video, I am going to be demonstrating easy and yet very effective yoga poses that you can use to correct bad posture if practiced consistently. These yoga poses are easy and they're not even going to take your time. The whole routine is not even going to take your time. So you can incorporate this practice into your daily activities and you will see the results if you do them consistently. Without wasting any further time, let's dive right into it. I wanted to make this a voiceover, but I was like, nah, maybe I should just talk as I record so that you guys are going to really get the flow and really flow into it better, like be in the flow better. So let's get right into it. So we'll be starting with the cat and cow pose, which is my all-time favorite pose, or one of my all-time favorite pose. For this pose, you begin by going on all fours. Just watch me closely. You begin by going on all fours, and then we'll be starting with the cow pose. You inhale, hold for a few seconds, let's say count like for 10 seconds, and then you exhale, going into the cat pose, and then you just repeat it. Inhale, cow. When you are inhaling, fill up your belly with air. So inhale, your belly will get lower, hold for some seconds, exhale, releasing the air through your belly, and hold for some seconds. So just repeat this as many times as you can. The next pose is going to be the downward dog pose. For this pose, you just lift your knees from your mat and make sure your shoulders are aligning with your hip, like the one is straight. They are straight as my back is. And if your leg cannot be as straight as mine, don't worry, just lean in your knees a little bit forward to make it more comfortable, and then you hold this for some seconds, maybe 10 seconds, 30 seconds, as much as you want. After this pose, we'll be going to the plank pose. This pose is not just good for your core, it's also very good for your back. It strengthens your back muscles. So just make sure your two legs are together like mine. Engage your core. Please do not forget to engage your core. Make sure your legs are firm. Look up, and then you count. Maybe hold for like 15 seconds, 30 seconds, just as much as you can. Please remember that this routine, it's not all about intensity, it's more about consistency. The more consistent you are, the easier it becomes. So just hold this for like a few seconds. If you can't keep your legs as straight as I'm keeping mine, then lean them forward towards the mat like this and hold for as long as you can. After our plank pose, we'll be going into the cobra pose. So for the cobra pose, just do as I'm doing. Make sure your legs are straightened out and your heels and toes are facing up, and you're looking forward like this, and your shoulders are leaned back. If you can't keep up with this pose, then you do go for an easier pose, which is called the Sphinx pose. For the Sphinx pose, just do as I'm doing. You separate your legs a little bit and let your forearms fully be on your mat, and then you look forward and you straighten your back while covering your spine, and hold this for like 10 seconds or 15 seconds, as much as you can. Our next pose is going to be the wide legged standing forward pose. For this pose, you get up, widen your feet, keep your feet apart, not too much but enough, and make sure your feet, your two feet are like on the same line. One should not be way forward than the other. Make sure they're like on the same imaginary line, and then you lean forward like this. Hold this for a few seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, depending on how much time you have. Make sure your legs are straightened out and your head like this. Then our next pose is going to be the warrior pose, warrior one pose. From your wide legged standing forward pose, you face your left feet or your right feet, depending on the direction you want to go or face. You face your right feet forward, your right foot forward, leaving the other one like this. Just your knees should be like facing here, and then you move your body like this and you move your hands upwards. Hold this for as long as you can, maybe 10 seconds, 15 seconds. Please always remember to engage your core. Then our next pose is going to be the hero's pose, just like the hero you are for getting to this last part finally. For the hero's pose, you sit like this with your legs apart and make sure your body is straight. You know, this hero's pose is just is a pose that you can just take when you are just maybe sitting down, you want to sit down and do anything. In as much as the pose is convenient for you in that environment, just take the pose, engage your cores, make sure your back is straightened, don't bend or move too forward. Just engage your cores and make sure everything is straightened. And that is it, guys. Easy and yet very effective poses that when done consistently, I promise you are going to see a change in your posture. Just incorporate this in your daily routine and you'll be wowed by the results. Please leave in the comment section which of these poses was your favorite pose. See you guys in my next video.